Good morning, grade 5. Well, it's actually evening for me, but hopefully maybe you're watching this in the morning and getting your work all done. So we're starting a new unit today on the 21 Balloons book. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to start this book with you. It's going to be interesting because I'm the only one with the book. So yeah, we're going to figure out how that works in this, COVID times, but yeah, it should be fun. I'm really excited to start this book, and just from what I've got into so far, I'm really excited to share this with you. So yeah, we'll work on how exactly we get through the book together as we go. There might be some jimmy rigging to figure out how we can best do this, and I'm going to be playing around with different options, but yeah, we'll get through all of this. One suggestion I have is if it is possible at all for you to acquire the book from Amazon or some other way on Kindle or something, I would think that would be a great idea. Now, I'm not saying that you have to. I will always provide a way for everyone to follow along, but it could be a good idea to also have one of these books yourself. Now, I understand that these are difficult times, so I really don't want to pressure anyone. I will try and make this as seamless as possible for us all to be able to enjoy this. So yeah, our book is about hot air balloons, and yeah, we can see one here. The red hot air balloon is pretty cool. But yeah, we just they're kind of awestruck by them. But yeah, we'll just look at this today. So this is just an intro to our lesson. So today we have fighter planes or fighter jets and planes and even spaceships. And so maybe it's a little bit hard for us to completely understand just how cool these things are. But I think we can still get it. When I see a hot air balloon or a small blimp, it still kind of draws your eye, and it's definitely something to look at, and you really want to see them. So they are really cool still. But back in the 1700s, mankind was basically earthbound. So you can imagine how cool it was for them. The only way you were really flying back in the 1700s was getting shot out of a catapult or a cannon or something. And personally, I don't think that was the most fun way to fly. So that could just be me. I'm not sure. But yeah, so in 1783 in France, the first hot air balloon with carrying someone was launched into the sky. Now the scientist's name I don't have here, but he is on the document I sent to you guys as well. So there's going to be a question on Google Classrooms about his name. So yeah, it's right at the top of the document, so it shouldn't take you very long to find it, but it would just be good for you guys to read through that document as well. There'll be some things on there that I don't cover. But yeah, from then onwards, after this was made, this was really the main form of air travel. Now, that being said, we can't think of air travel in the same sense as air, like how we think of it today, where there's planes. The first main reason is that hot air balloons don't really control where they're going. And you can also, if you take a look at this picture here, right here, that little basket, you can't really carry a whole heap of people. So yeah, but even worse than that is you don't really control where you're going. The wind pushes you in a hot air balloon. So yeah, hot air balloons by themselves are pushed along by the wind. So our story is about a hot air balloon. We're also going to talk about blimps and zeppelins, which are airships that control the way they're going. But yeah, so it's kind of an exciting way to travel, I guess, because you don't really have control. So back in the past, people did actually go around the world with these things. Many of the trips around the world were, they had landing, they stopped, they got back, they went back in the air, and they kind of worked their way around the world. Now, people were trying to fly across the entire world without stopping in a hot air balloon. And you can imagine that is kind of a crazy move. So yeah, you don't really have control where you go, and sometimes people got into trouble. They'd crash land, and yeah, it was really crazy. People would end up like in war zones or in the ocean, or one of the I think it was one of the Breitling flights actually went into China, and China was not very happy about this, and so they there's a big problem there as well. So yeah, but finally the Breitling Orbiter 3 in 1999, right? That's almost 200 years, or that's a bit over 200 years after the first air balloon was launched in the sky that an air balloon went around the entire world without stopping. But yeah, so they're kind of an exciting mode of transportation. And there's a great documentary on the Breitling orbiter. So if you want to go and take a look at that, that could be kind of cool, obviously with your parents' permission. So the next thing we're looking at are airships. So airships are like cool, extra cool hot air balloons. So airships are hot air balloons that are lifted just like a hot air balloon by having a hot air or gas, and they lift up. Some of them were lifted just by having a lighter gas like helium or hydrogen inside of them, which lifted them up. Now, at one point, and they can propel themselves. And these things were quite big, and they're still pretty. Some of the ones that are still here today are also quite large. Now, at one point, this really looked like it was going to be the air transportation of the future, and you could just imagine these colossal, like humongous airships. Like actually, one of these airships, the Hindenburg, which we'll watch a video soon about, was the largest airship or aircraft of any sort that man has ever created. So this really did look like the future of air travel, or the future of travel generally, because you could cross the sea faster than a ship. Now, of course, when airplanes started coming in, that looked a bit different. Now, the reality was that something did happen though that really caught everyone's attention, and kind of shook everyone a bit. And I'm going to show you a video of what happened, and it's kind of a tragedy, but it was caught on film, and it really changed the face of transportation. So we'll show it here.
It's starting to rain again. The rain had slacked up a little bit. The back motors of the ship are just holding it just enough to keep it from... It bursts into flames. Get it started. It's fighting, and it's crashing. It's crashing terrible. Oh, my, get out of the way, please. It's bursting into flames, and it's falling on the mooring mast and all the folks between it. This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's like 400 or 500 feet into the sky, and it's a terrific crash, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke and the flames now, and the flame is crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast. All the humanity and all the passengers speeding around it. I can't talk to people. There's friends around there. I can't talk, ladies and gentlemen. Honest, it's just laying down massive smoking wreckage. And everybody can't hardly breathe and talk and screaming. Lady, I'm sorry. Honestly, I can hardly breathe. I'm going to step inside while I cannot see it. Charlie, that's terrible. Listen, folks, I'm going to have to stop for a minute because I've lost the voice. This is the worst thing I've ever witnessed.
Video here. So, after you watch the video, I hope you enjoyed that. It was kind of an interesting video. You can really hear the emotion and the shock in the man's voice, and that's it's quite obviously to see that happen in live time would be something maybe akin to watching the World Trade Centers get hit. I know you guys are all too young for that, but when the trade centers were hit, that was also a big shocking moment. It was a big tragedy, and part of the problem was that this explosion happened, and people stopped really stopped viewing air blimps or airships as the way of the future of travel. Now, there are still a few today, and they're still working on how to use them, and they can have some awesome opportunities to use them because they can still be used and they can be made safer. But the commercial viability of it was gone after the Hindenburg. Anyways, our story ends up on this island of Krakatoa. So this is a volcanic island. So when you think of a volcanic island, you have to think of something kind of like Iceland or Hawaii, and it's built up out of a volcano going off, and slowly that creates, through the magma cooling, that creates more and more land. Now, this one happened to be located in the Sunda Strait there, in Indonesia, between the islands of Java and Sumatra. So Indonesia is right here, and it is, in kind of this very interesting area. This area has had a lot of cool history. If you ever want to go more in depth, I love the history of this area. It's quite interesting. A lot of spice wars and exciting things that happened. But yeah, it's a really, really cool place. And the Dutch actually colonized Indonesia for a while, and a lot of spices came from there. And yeah, so anyways, so there was this island, and it was a volcano, and it had eruptions in the past, and but in 1883, obviously it had eruptions because that's how the island was formed. In 1883, there was a massive eruption, and such an eruption that the volcano actually exploded. Not just once, but 4 times. And the last explosion was the loudest noise ever recorded in history. So, yeah, this is, see the circle here? That was where you could hear the noise. So you could be sitting, having a nice tea in Perth, Australia, and you would hear a boom. And you would kind of wonder what happened. And what happened is way, 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 way far away. There was a massive explosion. Now you can understand that in this area, there was a lot of destruction from that. And yeah, so if you go there today, the main island is no longer there, and there's other islands, which you can read about in the document that I sent you. So that is everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good weekend, I suppose. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.